We have all the major updates on mixed martial arts, starting with the news that Khabib recently shared an interesting post on his Instagram handle, which has shaken the entire MMA community. In the post, Khabib is seen controlling Islam with a remote, indicating he's controlling Islam for the upcoming Dustin fight. Normally, Khabib doesn't behave this way. It's the first time we've seen him joke like this. MMA community reacted to this by saying, "No way bro posted it. Bro, this looks disrespectful." What is the meaning of this photo, man? First time I see arrogance from Khabib. Khabib, you posting this? Not like you or your character at all. I don't think he's saying he's controlling Islam, but rather that he's giving the controller to him, and he's taking over. Respect, brother, but Islam is on his own way now. He's the best fighter in the world right now. This means Khabib in the corner with a remote control. I love this picture. Khabib have a good mentality. Guys, it's not arrogance, it's marketing. Using game meme to sell, to promote the fight. Have you seen how often he's been updating these days? Khabib's doing everything to promote Islam, his brother. That's what real brothers do. Some people need to relax and see the point. Very disrespectful for Islam. I don't like the attitude of this post. The fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker is just days away. In the meantime, Khamzat Chimaev has shared some impressive training footage where he looks exceptionally sharp. Take a look. Meanwhile, Conor McGregor has also shared his training footage. Jorge Masvidal reveals the biggest regret of his UFC career. In 2019, Masvidal's career skyrocketed as he became a UFC star with impressive knockouts of Darren Till and Ben Askren. However, after this success, he experienced a 4-fight losing streak. This downturn began with a short-notice title fight against Kamaru Usman at UFC 251, which he lost by unanimous decision. Despite stepping in on short notice and saving the event, Masvidal still questions if it was the right choice. He revealed on the Timbo Sugar Show podcast that his biggest career regret is accepting a short-notice fight at UFC 251 against Kamaru Usman. He took the fight on very short notice and feels that this gamble did not pay off, leading to a significant regret in his career. Listen to what he revealed.
It was like 7 weeks out, 6 weeks out, and we come to a halt on the negotiations, you know, and I'm like, whatever, bro, I guess it's not meant to be, you know, and in Strikeforce, I had to fight for the light world title, and the UFC had already purchased the company, but I got like a shit deal, you know. I trained, the fight kept getting pushed back. I trained for like 6 months, and I literally made $16,000 to challenge for the world title against one of the guys that was top rated in the world. So I was like, bro, if I ever get to fight for a title again, it's gonna be under my circumstances. I want to get paid out. I'm not gonna do this bullshit. So the fight came to a halt, and then, as everybody knows, 6 days later, Gilbert Burns got corona, you know? So, and boom, his ass got pulled out of the card, and then the UFC's calling me. But now I got all the chips on my side, right? Because who the fuck is gonna cut all this weight in 6 days in the middle of corona, fly to Abu Dhabi, make weight, and that is actually a top contender. At the time, I'm number 1, you know, so they really don't have no choice, you know? What do you want? I'll tell you what I want. I want the same deal that I was asking before, but just better now. Because I got 6 days to do it, and I got 20 pounds to go. Ooh. And I went to warn him, and I fought for everything I could. I made more money than I ever did in my whole career, because I made sure that everything was right. And going forward, it stayed exactly the same, belt or no belt for me. My pay-per-view threshold was very good, you know. But that always, you know, I didn't get the decision I wanted, obviously, in that fight. And that always stayed with me. Like, man, how about if I had trained these 7 weeks?
Kept training.
Like, I was fighting for a title, you know. It would have been completely different, because I really wasn't doing much. I was hanging out. Dustin Poirier was getting ready to fight. He's from New Zealand. I just slipped his name right
Dan
now.
Hooker?
Dan Hooker. He was getting ready to fight Dan Hooker. So I was coming into the gym, you know, once a week, twice a week, just sparring and then taking off, you know. And I was, man, I can't believe I'm not getting this fight, you know. And I was fucking butthurt about it. But if I would have been in that full dog training mode, maybe shit could have been different. So that's one that I always like, yeah, but I got the money though, at least, that I always wanted. Because if I would have took their deal to all the pay-per-views we sold, because that year we sold the most pay-per-views for any fight. We did 1.3.
Jesus.
If I would have done that under the terms that they were giving me, I wouldn't have made shit. I wouldn't have made nothing, bro. They would have got my ass again, you know? And it's like one of those things where I always weigh it out, you know? Was the belt better for me at that time, or some serious money, you know? So that's one that I think about a lot.
Recently, Joaquin Buckley caused a stir in the MMA community by tweeting at GSP, claiming he would defeat him if they were the same age. Many in the MMA community initially thought he was joking, but recently on a podcast, Buckley clarified that he is serious about it and believes he can beat GSP.
Well, like you said, man, it's just a confident thing, right? My thing is, George St. Pierre is the one that got me into this whole sport, right? The way that he was not just a fighter, but he was a martial artist. And he studied, you know, each and every part of the element, because guess what? People call him, you know, one of the best grapplers, but he started with karate, right? With point fighting. So with the transition of George St. Pierre in his career, I definitely have to, you know, bow my head and be like, you know, thankful, right, of how George St. Pierre carried out his career, because that was my influence to do what I'm doing today. But regardless of that fact, I truly believe that if me and George St. Pierre was to fight at the same time, around the same age, I would beat this man, right? Having that same mental fortitude, having that same, you know, discipline, right? When it comes to training different arts and being able to be able to do reps over and over again, nonstop. I just believe that my gifts and my talents and my skill set and my mindset would pretty much crumple GSP, right?
Meanwhile, Buckley also reacted to the controversy involving him and Daniel Cormier.
And then getting on your boy DC, you know, he definitely is a legend. He definitely is a GOAT. He definitely goated with the, you know what I'm saying, double champ status. But what I have an issue with is that why you attacking me, bro? You a fighter that for the longest time has been trying to build your career up to where it is now. And you see another fighter trying to do the same thing. And instead of trying to put light on it, you trying to dim it.
Right.
And you trying to cast a shade over it and trying to stop my momentum. Because there's not one fighter that I believe that DC puts on for that's another brother. And people are, oh, don't put no race into it. Man, fuck y'all. Khabib be putting on for Islam. Alex Pereira be putting on for the other tall dude that got into the UFC, but it's also present. It's just a pride thing. You put on for your folks. That's it. There's nothing wrong with it. But DC hasn't put on for one brother in the UFC. But he put on for Islam. He put on for Khabib. He put on for Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira, talking about Alex Pereira could have been a world champion wrestler if he starts right now. Just lying, just saying shit. Just saying shit. But you see how you put the light on them? Why couldn't DC do the same thing for me?